Growing up, my parents have always encouraged me to explore other cultures and educate myself so that I do not grow ignorant of the people I live around. For that reason, I have become curious of other cultures being practiced in the community. Growing up Muslim exposed me to the harsh reality that some people were just not raised like I was, and so were not exposed to other cultures, and all they've ever known was their own. And so for that reason, that creates a society or community where people become ignorant or even intolerant of other cultures and practices. So for this reason, I chose to attend a sweat lodge ceremony. In order to share my experiences with you, I have created a short illustrated story of my experiences. I hope you enjoy. For this particular assignment, I chose to participate in a sweat lodge ceremony. This event was chosen after extensively researching current events that would be taking place in Saskatoon. I finally came across the Saskatoon Indian Métis Friendship Center's website, which led me to find a sweat lodge event that takes place every Saturday. I found the number of Vernon Linklater, a program coordinator, and called to ask of what was expected of me. After the call ended, I still felt that I needed to understand the ceremony just a little more, so I contacted Cindy, an Indigenous woman, to tell me more of what was to be expected. I compiled a list of protocols to remember and things to bring with me. The list included a towel to cover myself with, the removal of all jewelry, a dress or skirt to wear, braided hair, or in my case the hijab, berries and oranges, and lastly water. I was also told not to drink alcohol, which was not a problem because I don't drink, and most importantly, a small bundle of tobacco to be used as an offering. I was instructed to be there by 12 and that the ceremony would start at 1 p.m. sharp. The following day, my friend and I prepared by finding the location of the sweat lodge, which was located on Indian Hill at the Whitecap Dakota First Nation. It would take us 30 minutes to get there. 30 minutes later, we were in what seemed to be the middle of nowhere. We got lost twice. It must have looked pretty obvious that we were lost because a man stopped for us and asked if we needed help. Fortunately, he had led us to the exact location, and so, out of gratitude for his kindness, we offered some fruits, which he kindly accepted. And once again, we were back on track, got into the car, and were on our way. Once we arrived, we were greeted by a bonfire with stones placed at its center. These heated stones were going to be placed at the center of the sweat lodge where the earth was dug up. Directly in front of the entrance to the sweat lodge, men sat to the right of a mound of sacred sand while the women sat to the left of it. On the mound of sand, food had been placed. I also noticed a pipe placed at the edge of it and wondered what its significance could be. A lady sitting next to me kindly told me that when the pipe is placed on the sand, it becomes inappropriate for a woman to cross to the men's side and for men to cross to the women's side. Only when it is lifted does it become appropriate for the men and women to cross over to the other side. We sat on benches that were placed to the sides of the sacred mound of sand, waiting for the stones to heat up and the medicine man to complete the preparation of the sweat lodge. Finally, we were let in. Men went in first and sat on the right side of the lodge, whereas women sat on the left side. The medicine man was ready to pray for the participants, but in return, tobacco was respectfully given to him. Once all prayers were heard, the medicine man asked for the door to be closed, and so one man, which they refer to as the dog soldier, closes the flap to the lodge so that we are left in complete darkness. The ceremony consists of 4 rounds. As the rounds progress, the intensity of the heat climbs up. At times during the ceremony, I found it quite difficult to get accustomed to the intense heat, and so I had to remain patient and mentally strong. This event relates to the medicine wheel in that the physical, mental, emotional, and the spiritual aspects are challenged. Mentally, you need to remain strong in order to get through all 4 rounds. Emotionally, we are able to cry out or express ourselves without being judged and given the opportunity to talk about our hardships as allowed by the medicine man. Physically, we are sweating out toxins and breathing in the calming scent of sage and willow. And lastly, spiritually, we are able to feel a connection to Mother Earth and the spirits by calling to them and chanting prayers for the healing of our mind, body, and soul. The ceremony ends with a feast. We share food and conversations. After sweating together, we feel a strong connection to one another and a strong sense of community. This experience was truly life-changing. I was able to self-reflect and feel a sense of belonging and appreciation for everyone in my life. Despite a busy and stressful week, I was able to clear my mind and feel at peace. If this ceremony has done this much for me, I cannot imagine how much it can do for someone in need of healing. The Indigenous culture is truly beautiful and encourages the complete healing of the body, mind, and soul.